applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. I sadly mistaken, I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dave's Doghouse. Happy Friday. Hope y'all having a great day today. Man, today's gonna be a great day. You got my show today at 12:38 is when we officially went live. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but here today to give you guys some good talk about who's coming out of the doghouse, who is going to be, who's going to be a new member, who's been playing bad, who belongs in the doghouse, and then who are the dogs of the week, who's been playing well, who's had some good takes, who's done something great, and will there be an honorable mention? Will there be a dishonorable mention? Who knows? We will see when you tune in for today's show. All I know is I'm excited to get everything started. Shout out to Tomo and Teddy for being the first two to comment. Tomo, of course, on Twitter, always with X. He always makes sure that he makes a comment on X. And then my guy Teddy, Mr. BWT himself. And then, I can't say that without saying Tomo, Mr. In the Red Corner, Mr. Your Done Son, my co-host, my dummy bro. So, we gonna get today started, man. Right now I am live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So make sure that you like, share, subscribe on each one. Man, y'all tell me who y'all think possibly could be in the doghouse, who could be coming out of the doghouse. So it's a lot of things that's been brewing lately so far. The NBA season just ended, hockey just ended, so we're officially into the NFL offseason. We had the NBA live draft on my show on Wednesday. So thanks for everyone that tuned in. I think I had as many as 28 people watching at one time. So definitely like that. Teddy already got somebody he thinks it belongs in the basement. He told me earlier he need to be in the dog pounds. I ain't got nobody in there yet except for Javon still in there. But man, I'm ready to get started if y'all are. So before we do anything else, it is Friday. We got a lot of things going on. And what do people usually do Friday night? Turn me up, 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 up. There you go. They are always turning up. And that's what we're going to do today's show. So let's go ahead and get started. And let's see who will be finally out. Who's finally out? You got a plethora of candidates in here. I know the Washington Mystics are still here. You got the Capitals, Stephen A. Smith, the Pelicans, the Panthers, the Bruins. You got First Take, Franz Wagner, Tyler Hero. He might be there for a while. You got some boxers down there. You got Kyrie in there. That's my favorite NBA player, but he's in there. It's so many people in the doghouse. You barely see the doghouse. You just see the people. So, man, all I know is it's about to go down. So, the team that is coming out of the doghouse, and this should come of no surprise, because I said this last time on my show when I put them in the doghouse, that All they had to do was win game 7 and they'd be out of the doghouse. So you know what? The NHL Stanley Cup champions, Florida Panthers, are finally out of the doghouse. After only being in for a few days or about a week, a little less than that, out of the doghouse now. They won the Stanley Cup. It's their first Stanley Cup championship in franchise history. And they won it without even having a great playoff, having a great run in the Stanley Cup. They got outscored in the Stanley Cup. But they still won. They won the game 2-1, held Connor McDavid with no goals in that game, in the game that mattered the most. So it just makes more sense to say that they belong out of the doghouse. They did everything they needed to do. You know, they had a 3-0 lead, then they squandered it, and it got tied. They got outscored by 13 goals in the last 3 games before game 7. But they were at home. The crowd was going wild. And now we have another champion in the R2L family, Giovanni, who was a Florida boy. He's a Florida man no matter what. He always says he's loyal to the soil. No matter what, there's a Florida team that he likes. And he finally gets to celebrate a NHL championship. They had the parade on the beach. You know, they celebrated and went to the club in Miami, of course. So they had it up. So shout out to the Florida Panthers for getting out of the doghouse, going to go win the championship, beating the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 in the Stanley Cup final. Even though Connor McDavid won the playoff MVP award, could have definitely gone to Eduardo Rodriguez, but they gave it to Connor McDavid. This was a great series, a great NHL series, and actually broke some records as far as attendance. And the NHL draft is actually today, so I'm excited to see who's going to get drafted today. I'm not going to say any names, but it's going to be interesting to see who's number 1 overall and what these teams are going to do, what they're planning to do for the next season. I'm almost sure that they're going to be one of the favorites to return and get back and be one of the best teams in NHL next season. So great job getting out of the doghouse. Don't come back. All right. Now we got to talk about the new members of the doghouse, who in the sports world belongs in the doghouse. It is going to be interesting to talk about. This team is one of the most storied franchises in its very own sport. Is a part of one of the biggest rivalries in that sport. Won multiple championships. Has one of the best players in the league. Went and made some great offseason moves. Started off the season hot. Number 1 in the division for a while. And yes, it is my heated rivalry in baseball, the New York Yankees. Woo! Yankees, man. I don't know what you guys what's going on, but since that Dodger series, you ain't been the same. Lost the series against the Red Sox. You haven't won a series in a while. You just got swept in the series to the New York Mets. You know, your in-state rival. You just been losing. I'm not sure what's going on with the Yankees, man. Gleyber Torres has been playing horrible. Not only has Gleyber Torres been playing horrible, my guy Teddy hit me to someone else on the team who's just not playing well. Carlos Rodon. He's given up 20 earned runs and 5 home runs in his last 3 starts. 3. Just 3 starts. Not last 5, not last 10, in his last 3 starts. 20 runs and 5 home runs. That is ridiculous. Yankees were number one in the AL East. Now the Orioles are now in the AL East. Teddy, if you're able to come on to explain more about why your Yankees are playing bad, do what you can to get on the show. The Yankees, man, they've only won 2 of their last 10 games. 2. 2 of the last 10 games they've won. Or should I say, I believe it's 3 of the last 10 games. Either way, it hasn't been really good. They've lost series to the Red Sox, to most recently to the Mets, lost the series to the Dodgers. Yankees, what's going on, man? You just lost you lost yesterday to the Toronto Blue Jays. It's not going well for you guys. You lost the series against the Braves. You lost the series against the Orioles, who is now leading in that. The last series you won was against the Royals. You won that 3-1, but it started with the Dodgers. You know, in the first game on June the 7th, you lost 2-1. Then the next game you lost 11-3. You came back and won the last game, but you ended up losing that series. Then you go and beat the Royals. I mean, the Royals are pretty much one of the worst teams in all of baseball. So you got that going for you. Okay, that's fine. But then you go against the Red Sox, who is your heated rival, but also is not one of the best teams in baseball. I mean, they've gotten hot, yes, but they're not one of the best teams in baseball. Teddy, glad that you're here. Lost to the Orioles, who's again now ahead of the AL East. Lost to the Braves, and then you get swept by the Mets. So Teddy, I mean, what's going on with the Yankees, man?
Well, it's always a pleasure coming on Dave's Doghouse, right?
Appreciate you for being here, sir.
Of course, I don't like when my team is in the doghouse or any other team members, but they definitely deserve it. Right now, we are playing like you know what? I can't say it here. Make sure.
you can say crap. You can say playing like crap. That's good enough. That's close enough.
Man, it's bad. It's tough to watch. But I am watching every game. It looks like the opposing offenses have found a little a way to beat our pitchers. The pitchers were getting ahead and throwing first pitch strikes, like basically right down the middle of the plate. And the opposing offenses have been aggressive, really aggressive, coming out first pitch swinging. Like yesterday, first pitch to Bo Bichette, it was hit for an exit velocity of 111 off the bat for a base hit, and then that started a whole lot of other stuff. That, I mean, the George Springer 3-run home runs, that was terrible. He hasn't been playing like George Springer, but of course, when the Yankees come to town, everybody is going to play up because the Yankees are the Yankees, right? They got a big target on their back just because of the way that they've been playing this year and their expectations and who they got on their roster. Gleyber Torres has been terrible. He's been really bad to watch. Not hustling out ground balls and then Aaron Boone tried to defend him, saying that he's been dealing with a groin injury. So don't play because Stanton got hurt and he was out the next day. He was out the very next play. Right? So why do we feel like Gleyber Torres needs to play through an injury when we have Oswaldo Peraza, who came up for one day and then got sent back down? Like, that makes no sense.
So are you saying that Aaron Boone belongs in the doghouse for saying that?
maybe, but it's like we got young guys in our organization that can come up and make a difference, right? Ben Rice, he just came up after Anthony Rizzo's injury. He he was batting like 333 before the last two games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's been playing well. A little bonehead of a play that he had um, when Justin Turner hit that ball down the line to let that ball hit off the base and get an RBI on that. You gotta defend that play.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the ball. But other than that, he's been playing pretty well. It's just bad, man. It's bad. It's a long season. Of course I wanted them to stay red hot throughout the entire year, but there's gonna be the ups and downs, and this is as low as it's gonna get. So all you Yankees haters, I've been getting a lot of messages. I've been getting a lot of messages, text messages, Instagram messages. Just let them out now. Let them out now because you're not gonna have all year to do it. All
Well,
right.
you know who's definitely been on your line in the
Oh
baseball
man,
chat.
it's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
Hey, all I'm saying is you know it's well deserved because you was talking about us heavy. So
Hey,
you know
hey,
it's you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna
yeah,
happen.
yep. If you can't
But
take it, don't dish it.
there you
But
go. That's a motto in R2L. If you can't take it, don't dish it.
yep.
Pause. Pause.
But I mean, yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I think they turn it around. Right now they're on the longest losing streak of the season, which is 4. And like they they've been playing terrible, right? And they are just now losing the lead in the AL East. They're still on top. It's just the winning percentage that puts the Orioles on in first place. But I mean, we're playing like crap, and we just lost the division lead. So all we gotta do is win a couple games, and we'll be right back where we were, right? So I mean, big game tonight. Big game tonight versus Kikuchi, and
That's one of the funniest last names.
Yankees got to turn up on him tonight.
Hey.
Yankees offense, it's been just the top guys, Volpe, Soto, and Judge, right? They've been the only guys that have been producing, and we need everybody to just step up, play loose, and win some ball games. We'll be all right.
Yep, got to. And look, although I am an avid Yankees hater, because I'm a Red Sox fan, Yankees, you have an opportunity to get out of the doghouse. Just win the next few series, play a lot better, get back to playing Yankee baseball, and you got an opportunity to get out. So everyone that's in the doghouse has an opportunity to come out, unless you're Javon. So so Yankees, man, I mean, you got the opportunity, but I will gladly say welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. That sound is so lovely when it comes to the Yankees. Teddy, if you don't mind, I would love for you to stay here because I have another team in baseball. I think you have a lot of good knowledge on that you would be able to explain why they're and also in the doghouse.
Okay,
And
yeah,
you know, although I have someone that's before them, I feel like we should talk about them first. Then I'll go ahead and talk about the other team. But this team plays in the same place as this team in the NBA that we call the Pistons. So,
man,
I think it's obvious why this team is in the doghouse, but it's none other than the Detroit Tigers.
Man, oh man.
They are what 5-10 in their last 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
They are not playing particularly well right now. They had an opportunity to be one of the best teams in their division, possibly win it because it's not a great division. It's not like it's a powerhouse of a division. It's what I called last year, Basuda, trash. One of the worst divisions in baseball, and you had a golden opportunity to take it over, but now you're losing games when you were winning at first, and you're just squandering games, squandering series. You lose a series to the Nationals, and we know the Nationals aren't that good. So what's going on? You also lost a series to the A's early in the season. Teddy, tell me more about the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, just last night, they got shut out by a kid who made his major league debut, and he topped out at 92 miles per hour.
Davis Daniel.
And it was against the Angels. The Angels got nobody. They got no Mike Trout. They got no Anthony Rendon. They got no Ohtani anymore. They got nobody.
No.
Right? I feel like with the Tigers, their pitching has let them down a lot. Starters are pitching pretty well. Of course, you got Screwball, who's pitching out of his mind right now. Potential Cy Young candidate. And then Jack Flaherty's been pitching pretty well too. Last night was his first loss in I think he's 4-1 in his last 5 starts after last night. And the bullpen has been letting them down like big time. I mean, and they got a couple injuries. But I mean, you got to play with what you got. It started off in the beginning of the season. They were pretty good at coming up big in the late innings, coming back in games and able to win it. And then their bullpen was able to close it out for the wins, but it just hasn't been that way this year, lately. But I mean, Carl, I'm sorry, man. I put so much hope in these guys. I put them in my future parlay to win their division, and they're just letting me down, man. They're letting me down. They really are. They need to make a couple moves at the trade deadline coming up. If you want to know what type of moves, make sure you tune into BWT, because I'll be breaking down moves that some teams need to be making if they're going to be buyers, sellers, all that type of stuff. Yeah, I mean, Tigers, they're just, I thought I had it bad, but there's no pizza for Carl. No wings, no nothing. Just been bad.
Dang, Carl. Sorry, man. And then let me get into the series that they lost, man. So lost the series to the Braves. You beat the White Sox, who, I mean, everybody should be able to beat the White Sox.
Exactly.
Lose the series against the Phillies. You lost, like you said, you lost last night to the Angels. 5-0. Lost to the Astros, lost to the Nationals, lost the series to the Brewers, beat the Rangers, and then before that you lose the series to the Red Sox. So I'm not sure exactly what's been going on. I mean, Teddy had went through everything, but other than that, y'all Tigers just got to get better. I mean, this division is not the greatest, as I said before. You're in the same division with the Cleveland Indians, who's actually surprisingly one of the best teams in baseball.
Yep.
Minnesota Twins have actually gotten better as well, but the Royals, I just put them in the doghouse last week. Now you got here. I mean, the Chicago White Sox was also in the doghouse. They're 22-61 on the season. So we know that team is not particularly good. So, and now Detroit is 15 games back from first place. So
15?
15 games back from first place, and they have a -19 differential in scoring on the season right now. So it's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago White Sox is negative 171, so that's absolutely terrible. So it's not that bad, but, but it's not that bad, but it's bad. So,
Yo.
Detroit Tigers, you're in the same city as the Detroit Pistons, and you're gonna go exactly where they are as well, in the doghouse. So, Detroit Tigers, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Teddy, I appreciate you for coming on, man. I would say stay on a little bit longer. I have 2 other baseball teams to talk about for us dogs, but I see you're on the road. You probably got some things you got to do. Handle your business, my guy, and I'll see you in the comment section.
Yes, sir.
You got any last words before you get off?
Just make sure you click that like button. Subscribe to Dave's Doghouse, man. He's giving you all the information you need. This is one of the best shows on the network, right? Of course, after BWT. But yeah, man. Always fun watching this show, and of course, coming on and giving my knowledge about baseball. And make sure you tune into the next episodes of BWT because they're gonna be depressing, but we'll get through it.
It's all right, my man. You will get through. It's the Yankees. They'll get better.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like them, I respect them. So thanks again for coming on, my man. Like I said, thank you for allowing me to be on BWT as much as you do. So have a great day, man, and drive safe.
You too, Brody.
All righty. So now. Guess. Well, you see the other team that's there. I skipped over them for a reason because I had a baseball guy up here. I feel like he could give me the great knowledge on what's going on in baseball and give you guys more in depth than I would be able to, even though I had my stuff laid out. The Dallas Wings, man. Yeah, even though they won and beat the Minnesota Lynx yesterday. The Dallas Wings are 4-13 on the season. They have the second worst record in the West, in the Western Conference. The other team is the LA Sparks, and that's partially due to Cameron Brink being out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. The Dallas Wings, man, they just have not been playing well. And they have one of the best scorers in the game. Arike Ogumike is she's one of the best players in the league right now. She's a certified bucket getter. But they haven't won many games. In June, the Wings have only won one game. And that was the game yesterday. They've played 11 games in June so far, and they are 1-11. 1-11 in June so far, and they have a game tomorrow at 9 o'clock against the Seattle Storm. They got swept by the Mystics, lost to the Lynx earlier in the month, lost to the Aces, of course, lost to the Sparks, who are without Cameron Brink. They lost to the Sparks in the Commissioner's Cup, lost to the Mercury in the Commissioner's Cup, lost to the Storm in the Commissioner's Cup. Then they go and lose to one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference in the Connecticut Sun. Then you go, like I said, you lose to the Lynx again, 90-78. Then you lose to the Chicago Sky, swept by the Mystics, and then you win the game yesterday. But other than that, you have not been playing well throughout this season. 4-13 on the year. The Mystics have the worst record at 4-14, but 4-13 on the year, 2-5 on home, 2-8 on the road. a minus 6.6 point differential, 1-9 in the last 10 games, allowing almost 88 points per game and only putting up about 80 points per game. Dallas Wings they got some things they need to do as well. They're more likely going to be in the WNBA draft lottery, possibly securing the top pick, and that could be between the Fever, the Mystics, the Sparks, and Dallas. But they're definitely one of the teams that's going to be in that mix. So they're going to have to make some moves, and I understand that the WNBA is not making the same amount of money like the NBA and stuff like that. But contracts are going to start changing. We got 2 new teams that's going to be coming to the league very soon. So you got to think about that. You got the team in Canada that's going to come up. You got the Golden State Valkyries that's going to be coming up. So you got some teams that's going to be vying for a position, fighting for spots to put their mark on the league when that team arrives to the WNBA. And you got to be one of those teams to be like, all right, we need to improve. Are you going to forever tank? Or are you going to improve? Are you going to put yourself in a position to draft Paige Beckers, who's going to be coming out next season, who's going to be, to me, more than likely the best player coming out of women's college basketball. Then you got Juju Watkins and Hannah Hidalgo that'll be coming out within the next 2 years or so. So what is going to happen with the Dallas Wings? What are they going to do to improve this team? And right now, it doesn't look like they're doing much to improve right now. They're skating by the wins that they had. They only have 4 wins on the season and only 1 in the last 11 games. That's not winning basketball, and that's not a way to maximize your best player, Enrique. So the Dallas Wings going to have to do something. Seems like there's just a lot of issues in Dallas. Dallas Stars, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks made it all the way to the championship, but they just didn't win it. So Dallas Wings, you're not going to make the playoffs. That's clearly obvious. Not going to make the playoffs. Going to be in the draft lottery. So what are you going to do to improve your team for next season? You pretty much have to look towards next season, because I don't see you making any moves in free agency to make a playoff push right now. You have to win all your games out, and I don't even know if that's going to be enough to get you into the playoffs. So Dallas Wings, my ladies, you are the newest members to the doghouse. So welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. And now we go to the last part of the doghouse, where we talk about the people, the teams, or the organizations that are doing what they need to do to allow their teams to win, to be competitive, to do things that matter, that put your teams in position to compete or even make a little run within a week or a month or so. So I talked about one team in baseball in the AL East, and it's only right that I talk about the rival, because this team has actually been winning games and surprising me as the fan of this team, and that's the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox, y'all, won 8 of the last 10 games. 8 of the last 10 games. And they've won series that you probably wouldn't think that they would have won. Won a series against the Tigers. Talked about that already. Won a series against the Braves. Lost a series to the White Sox, so that's not particularly good. But then you go on to beat the Phillies in the series. You beat the Yankees in the series. You beat the Blue Jays in the series. You beat the Reds in the series. Then the game got suspended on Wednesday. So you tied that series is tied until that game plays again in August. So you've won your last 3 or 4 series. And it's not like the team has been playing lights out with everybody healthy. The Red Sox have been missing some people. The Red Sox have a lot of injuries on this team, and for some reason, we're still able to win games right now. And excuse me for taking my time. I'm trying to make sure I find my notes where I had that at. But the Red Sox, home of the NBA champion Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics went to go. I mean, of course you would say that, Teddy. I mean, we beat you guys in the series, so of course you would say that we suck. It's all right. The Yankees suck as well. That's why they're in the doghouse. They haven't won a lot of games. They've lost a lot of series. So, you just got swept by the Mets. So there you go. So as of Tuesday, the Red Sox won 11 of their last 14 games and currently sit in the third wild card spot. This is without Tristan Cassis, Trevor Story, Yoshida, Wilder Abreu, Vaughn Grissom, and several other pitchers like Garrett Whitlock, Nick Pivetta, Brian Bello, who's actually back now, Chris Murphy, and Lucas for extended periods of the season. And we're third in the wild card spot. And there was we most certainly did not think that the Red Sox would be in this position right now, especially when we did this in the offseason with me, Teddy, Carl, and Jovan. Jovan's the only one that said that we would be third in the division and possibly in the wild card spot. And right now we're there. It's still early in the season. The season is not even close to being over yet because it's 162 games in Major League Baseball. And we are right here. But the point still remains is that we're third in the wild card spot and third in the AL East. I did not think that would happen. Jarren Duran is one of the best. He's one of the most clutch players on the team right now. You already know about Rafael Devers, but Jarren Duran has been so important to this team. And I wish Jovan was here so he could talk more about Jarren Duran and stuff like that. But man, this team, man, I'm proud of what we've been able to do so far. Not saying that this is exactly how it's going to happen, but we're one of 3 teams at one point that were 8-2 in the last 10 games. One of 3 teams. You would not have thought that our names would have been up there. But that's what happens when you play in Boston. Get a right to the garden, kid. That's how y'all say it, right? This is the only time I'll say it when it comes to the action is when it comes to the Red Sox. You won't catch me say that when it comes to the other Boston team. But man, this Red Sox team has played very well in the last few games, man. I'm very, very happy where we are right now. We got a plus 44 point differential right now. We're not playing particularly well at home, only 19-21 at home, but we're 24-16 away. We're 7.5 games back from first place in the AL East. So, like I said, it's a long season to go, and we definitely have more than enough time to catch up. But I'm not saying that we're going to win the division or, we're going to smoke everybody and get there. But we have the chance. We have that opportunity to do that, something I did not think we would be in position to do. I thought that, I honestly thought that the Tampa Bay Rays and the Blue Jays would be better than us simply because we didn't make any big differences last year when it comes to the offseason, and I was highly upset for us not making any moves, but run differential. Sorry. Thank you. I apologize for point differential, but run differential. So right now, man, I like how we're playing, man. We're playing very well right now, and we need to ride this momentum. See if we can make some moves before the trade deadline. Do what we can do to continue to improve this team. Boston Red Sox, look, we have a chance to get into the playoffs, and that will attract other players to want to come play for the Red Sox, because the last 2 or 3 seasons we've been saying that we're looking to compete, but we have not made the postseason. This is an opportunity that we have now to not only make the postseason, but to attract stars to want to come play for the Boston Red Sox. Not teams don't want to go to teams that aren't competing. We're playing like we're competing. So if we continue to play like this and we sneak in the playoffs as a wild card team, I'm telling you, next season I'll feel a lot better saying that we can attract players. So I am uber happy to say that my favorite team in baseball is now a part of the Dogs. And Mikey, I appreciate you for being in the comments talking about the Red Sox, man, because we are here. So I appreciate you, my guy, and Boston Red Sox, I appreciate you. So welcome to the Dogs, the Boston Red Sox. And next up is one of those other 3 teams in baseball that I said have been 8-2 in their last 10 games. And it's the in-state rival for the New York Yankees. It is the New York Mets. The New York Mets, in the last game against the Yankees, beat them 12-2. That is pure domination. In the Grimace era, the New York Mets are 11-2, which is first in major leagues since he started playing. Guess what the Yankees record is? 4-10, 28th in the majors. 4-10 in the last 14 games. That is utterly embarrassing. And the Mets, the team that you say, the Mets will Mets, are 11-2. First place in the major leagues in that era. 11-2, y'all. Wow. I never thought that the Mets would be in this position and me talking about them highly, saying that they belong to be as dogs. The New York Mets, man, have definitely surprised me. I know for sure Teddy had no idea that they would start winning these games. Now they're only at it's not like they've won 50 games. They've lost 39 games, so they've lost a lot of games. But they've been winning series. The most recent one, they swept the Yankees. It was a 2-game series, so it's not like it was a 3 or 4 game series. So even though I keep saying they swept them, it was 2 games. So it wasn't a 3 or a 4 game series. It was just a 2-game series. That interleague. I don't remember what it's called. Teddy, you can correct me in the comment section when the National League plays against the American League. That's called interleague play or something like that, I believe. But the Mets have won the last few series. They won a series against the Yankees, won a series against the Cubs, won a series against the Rangers, won a series against swept the Padres, beat the Marlins 2-1. Split the 2-game series with the Phillies. Then they swept the Nationals. They've been playing really good. Oh, I got it right up. Thank you. So, man, the Mets, they're playing really well, man. I'm really shocked in how good that they're playing right now. They're 39-39 in the season right now, 12 and a half games back of first place, 20-23 at home, 19-16 away, a plus 11 run differential. Seems like they won the last 3 games, 8-2 in the last 10 games. The Mets, man, are really good. They are really good. As of late, let me correct that. They're really good as of late. In the same division as the Phillies, the Braves, the Nationals, and the Marlins. And I've already named 3 of the teams in that division that they've beaten in the series. The Phillies, the Nationals, and the Marlins. Well, they split that series with the Phillies. Sorry. And then, but they're also in that position to be third. They're third in their division right now. Could easily make a position to be in the wild card spot in the playoffs in the National League. And man, it'll be interesting to see exactly what they can do to continue this run. Will this run continue go on, or will the Mets Met? That's the question when it comes to the Mets. But either way, the Mets are doing what they need to do to create wins and to create some momentum and to compete in their division, to not be last and have a positive run differential. So the New York Mets, you guys are playing well. Will you continue to do this, or is this just a flash in the pan? You let me know. I'm putting you here to give you some praise. So tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel, and tell me what your play is going to say about you. Because now the spotlight is on. The spotlight is on you now. So what's going to happen with you? I don't know. But right now, great job, and welcome to the Dogs, the New York Mets. Very next up, this young lady in the WNBA has been playing well throughout her rookie season. She is breaking records. And let me tell y'all what she has just done. She was once called the Bayou Barbie, the Chi-Town Barbie. Now she calls her fan Reese's Pieces. I'm talking about Angel Reese, the B-More girl. You know where the dummies are. And if you're from B-More, you know what I mean when I say the dummies. That's the Baltimore slang. That's how they acknowledge each other. She just became the youngest player in WNBA history to record 9 consecutive double-doubles, finishing with 18 points and 11 rebounds in the loss to the Aces last night. Only Candace Parker and Sylvia Fowles have had longer streaks in WNBA history. Candace Parker had 12. Sylvia Fowles had 10. She is also the second leading rookie in points per game with 13.2 points per game. This is what Angel Reese is doing. She's the first player and she's the first WNBA player to log 165 rebounds, 30 plus assists, and 25 plus steals in their first 15 games. The previous fastest player to do those combined marks was Yolanda Griffith in 17 games in 1999. She did it in 15. Not only that, Angel Reese is the only rookie starter with a positive plus minus this season. The only one. Her and her partner, Camila Cardoso, who's the other rookie that was drafted this year, recorded a double-double 3 times this season. They are the first rookie duo to each have a double-double in multiple games in the season since 1998. Angel Reese at home in June is averaging 17.4 points per game, 13.4 rebounds, 1.8 steals, 1 assist, almost 2, 54% from the field, and 83% from the free throw line. In June total, that's away and home, 14.7 points per game and 13.1 rebounds per game, leading the WNBA in rebounds. The only player this month to record 10 plus rebounds in every game played. Not the only rookie, the only player. She's the only one in the WNBA to have done that. So, look, I know we get a lot of, and there's this stigma also saying that she only leads in offensive rebounds because of her own missed shots. Well, you know what? She would still lead the WNBA offensive rebounds even if you did not count her missed shots. So for those of you who are saying that she's only doing it because of her own missed shots, she would still lead it even if she wasn't missing those shots. So pipe down. Reese is doing her thing, man. Now, a lot of people will say that she still got a lot of work on. She's a rookie. There's a lot of rookies that got stuff to work on. Does she need to work on her pace game? Yeah, she got to work on her pace game a little bit more. Her moves need to get a little bit more fluid. But she's still doing what she needs to do down low. One thing we said when she got drafted is what would translate from the college to WNBA is rebounds. And right now, in June, she's leading the WNBA in rebounds. So I don't want to hear anyone else say that she ain't doing what she need to do in the WNBA. She is one of 2 players, for sure, that are going to be talked about as the rookies of the year. So Angel Reese, Reese's Pieces, Bayou Barbie, my lady, welcome to the Dogs. And next up, I got to talk about the other rookie, the one that's selling out arenas, making records, breaking attendance records, changing the game as far as 3-point shooting, along with Sabrina that played at Oregon. The one and only Caitlin Clark. Look, y'all. we got to give her some praise. We got to talk about what she's been doing. Her last 5 games, she's been averaging 18 points per game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and almost 3.5 3-points made per game on 50, 40, 84 splits. She just tied the WNBA record for most consecutive games with 15 points and 5 rebounds. She also has 8 games this year where she has 15 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists as a rookie. There have been 7 by all rookies combined since 2020. She has now eclipsed 300 points, 100 assists, and 100 rebounds. She got that in 19 games, which is the fastest in WNBA history. She did it in 19 games. Cynthia Cooper did it in 23 games. Shannon Johnson did it in 22 games. And Andrea Stinson did it in 22 games as well. This young lady is balling. In Seattle, against Seattle, she put up 15 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, a block, 6 turnovers, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. She leads rookies in points per game, averaging 16 points per game as a rookie right now. She is the first rookie since 2009 to have a double-double with points and rebounds and a double-double with points and assists. She has the most double-doubles by rookie guard since 1997. She also joined Sabrina as the only WNBA players this season to record double-doubles in both points and rebounds and points and assists. She is also raising ticket prices. The rematch on Sunday with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was on average $271, which is the most expensive WNBA game on record. Y'all, she is the fastest WNBA player to record 100 assists since Sue Bird in 2002. This season, she's averaging 16.3 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists. Every player that has averaged 15, 5, and 5 has made an all WNBA season, the all WNBA team in the same season. She's a rookie. We already hear that there's a lot of cry out for her not making the Olympic team. And I say there's definitely an argument to be made there. But she is also balling as a rookie. So Caitlin Clark, I mean, you were the number 1 overall pick. You are the attraction. You're the one that everybody wants to see play. And there's some things that you got to work on as well. You got to work on your turnovers. Your playmaking has to be a little bit better. But either way, we know that you're a rookie, so it's expected. So, just like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, you are a dog. So welcome to the dogs. All right. Now, as we roll down to the last two dogs that I have for you guys this evening. It's another team in the WNBA. This is pretty much WNBA and baseball centric. If you really look at today's show, I mean, those are the two biggest sports going on right now: is the WNBA and baseball. Everything else is in the off season, so expect heavy talks about this stuff going on right now because it's prominent. You want to see what's going on in the sports that are actually playing right now. So I'm gonna talk about it here. Tell you that right now. So you know what else? There's another team in the WNBA that is really good. And their team has been one of the best in the WNBA. They were in the WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship. However, they came on the losing end. But that doesn't mean that this team is not playing well. I'm talking about the New York Liberty. This team is led by Breanna Stewart, Jaquel Jones, and Sabrina, of course, and Lainey Hamilton. All four of these ladies are scoring in double figures this year. Breanna Stewart leads them in points per game and 19.7 points per game. Jones leads them in rebounds, 8.8 rebounds per game. Sabrina leads them in assists, 6.7 assists per game. And guess who leads them in blocks and steals? Breanna Stewart. We all know how good Breanna Stewart is. We saw what she did in UConn, and she's done that in the WNBA as well since she got drafted. So we know how good this team really is. The New York Liberty is one of the best teams in the WNBA with one of the best records in the WNBA. As I said, they were just in the Commissioner's Cup Championship where they lost 94-89 to the Minnesota Lynx. But the New York Liberty have the best record in the WNBA. They are 15-3 in the WNBA right now. 8-1 at home, 7-2 on the road. 10-1 in conference play. Averaging 88 points per game, only allowing 78 points per game, with pretty much a 10 plus point differential. Winners of their last 3 games, 9-1 of the last 10 games. The only game they lost was in the Cup Championship against the Minnesota Lynx. But other than that, they're winning all their games. Going into the season, I think everyone talked about the Aces being the best team in the league. The super team. But the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Sun have a lot to say about that. Along with the Seattle Storm, who's creeping up. Seattle Storm at 11-6 right now. But this New York Liberty team, man, they're doing all of the right things right now. Breanna Stewart is averaging 19 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block per game. Sabrina, averaging 19.3 points per game, 4 rebounds, almost 7 assists, a steal per game. Jaquel Jones. Jaquel Jones, 16.8 points per game, 8.8 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists, and a block per game. Yo, they are balling, man. This is one of the best. This is the best team in the WNBA record wise right now. You can have a lot of arguments saying that it could be the Minnesota Lynx, it could be the Connecticut Sun, Seattle Storm, the Aces. Right now, this team has the best league in the WNBA. Not anyone else. This team. This team has the best record. So, New York Liberty, keep this up. You have a chance to win the WNBA championship this year. What are you going to show me? What are you going to show the league? There's a lot of talk about everyone else. Not everyone's really talking about the New York Liberty or, these other teams. You hear a lot about the Aces. You hear a lot about the Fever because of Caitlin Clark. You hear a lot about Chicago because of Angel Reese. What about the New York Liberty? They are right now in the standings the best team in the WNBA. So New York Liberty, Breonna Stewart, Sabrina, Jonquel, and Lainey Hamilton. I believe I said your last name right. Lainey Hamilton. Ladies, welcome to the Dog. And last but not least, it's the team that beat them in the Commissioner's Cup, the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx are the best team in the Western Conference right now, led by Nafisha Collier. They won that game 94-89, and they named Nafisha Collier the MVP of the Commissioner's Cup. Commissioner's Cup is kind of sort of like the in-season tournament now that we have in the WNBA, but this was already here before the in-season tournament. The in-season tournament just started this season. But Nafisha Collier in that game put up 21 points. Kayla McBride put up 12. You had Williams that put up 11. You had Carlton that put up 23 points in that game. This team is shocking me. Isn't it crazy that the two Minnesota pro basketball teams are both one of the best in the Western Conference? Minnesota is just having it up this year, man. You got Ant and them that got to the Western Conference Finals this year, took it all the way to game 6, game 5, and man, it's just wow. Took it all the way to game 5, and they clearly made some moves in the NBA draft. Now you got the ladies' home team pretty much doing what they need to do. Nafisha Collier's last 4 games, 21.3 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists, and a block per game. They beat the New York Liberty in the Commissioner's Cup. The last game in that game against New York, as I said before, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, a block, 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3. I don't know if y'all heard me right. 3 of 3 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Won that game 94-89. She has the second most consecutive games with 20 plus points and 8 plus rebounds in WNBA history. Asia Wilson leads that with 18 games. But Nafisha Collier is right there with 7 games. Well, not right there, but she's right behind her with 7 games. She also is the 4th leader in steals this season. Not only is that, she's fourth in points this year. So she's balling on both ends of the floor. She, as of June 10th, she is one of 6 players that rank in the top 5 of 2 or more main statistical categories, and that's Asia Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Angel Reese, Arika Ogunbowale in Dallas, De'Erica Hamby in LA, and Nafisha Collier. She is also one of the players that are going to be going to go play for Team USA. Those players are Asia Wilson, Breonna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Alyssa Thomas, Nafisha Collier, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Sabrina, Chelsea Gray, and Kalia Copper, sorry. She is one of 3 players this season that opened with 80 plus points over their first 3 games. Those other 2 players were Kalia Copper and Enrique. Kalia had 94, Enrique had 84, and Nafisha had 80. Only 6 players at that time have done that. This team is most certainly surprising to me and deserve to be here and have been absolutely one of the best teams in the league and the best team in the Western Conference, the Minnesota Lynx. Great job on winning the Commissioner's Cup, but can you win the championship? Can you win it all? You have a battle with the Seattle Storm and the Aces coming up. Can you beat them in a playoff series? It's possible, but we have to see it to believe it. But other than that, Minnesota Lynx, welcome to the Dogs. And that is the show for today. I appreciate everyone that was here, that showed up and watched my show and enjoyed it. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tune into all the other shows that are going to be on for the rest of the week. For today, I'm gonna just name all the shows. You got BWT, Baseball with Teddy. You got Carl Talking College. You got Real Ballers Only. You have In the Red Corner, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, Kings Talk, and of course, you're watching Dave's Doghouse, and then you have the regular show, Refuse to Lose. So that right there is all the shows on the network. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. Continue to do this. If you want to be a member of one of the IG chats, you can put member down below and put in your Instagram name. We have IG chats where we talk about everything. We give you updates on sports. We cover everything. You have debates, but you have to become a member. You got to be at least a pro, all-star, or superstar. That's $2.99, $4.99, and $9.99. You want to be either one of those, you let me know. Put your name and your Instagram name in the comment section, and I'll find you on Instagram, and then we'll let you. Hey, see, this is. I always wait for this. That's wifey right there. So I always appreciate your support, baby. Thank you. I love you, and I appreciate you. Thank y'all for tuning in for a great show. I will see y'all next time. I will see you later today, actually, because I'm going to be in the R2L Show. So see you later today. Have a great day. Have a great Friday. And you know what, y'all? We out. Peace. thank you for watching all the way through and tuning all the way into the end. Thank you for enjoying Dave's Doghouse. I hope you had a great show. Make sure you like this video and hit the notification button so you get an alert whenever I go live again or have another video and another episode. And also, last but not least, hit that share button. If you enjoyed this and you think someone else will enjoy it, share it. And also, thank you again for, tuning into this episode. And I'll see you next time. My guy, you in the doghouse.